Okay, so black women. I just seen a white woman on this Black Milk Duds page, right? Who's always talking trash about black women. That she wants people to understand, and we already do, that it is not a lot of times the white women, because they always got to be victims, that are in relationships with black males who are fetishizing them. She wants us to know that the black males are often fetishizing her. All right. So this milk dud, he goes on, this Anton Daniels, right? He goes on to try to put religion in it and say the way you raise a child, raise up a child is the way they will grow and be, however that stupid fucking saying goes, because it's not true. Mothers are not responsible, I'm going to say this 1,000 times, for grown-ass men. All right? People have their own ability to think, they have their own will, and they have their own thought process. And when children get a certain age, they go through a psychological stage called a sense of belonging. This is where they start to seek out their own kind. Like if they're a boy, they look for little boys, they tell little girls, hey, you're not included, and vice versa. And this is where the socialization begins of all the masculine toxicity and all of the misogyny, and learn patriarchy from the society, the world they live in, the religions they were taught, and specifically what happens in their households, to the extent where all of these things are impressionable, not the identity of the individual, because you could be impressed upon with a million things. You're only going to choose to act out on things you feel is beneficial to you, not anybody else, because that's just the way human nature is, right? So this fool takes something that a white woman has to say and always manages to turn it around to bashing black women and trying to hold black mothers accountable for black male adult behavior, actions, criminality, black femicide, domestic violence, societal terrorism. We don't have shit to do with that. We don't have shit to do with that. There is no woman in the world that is responsible for any person who grows up and is a full-fledged adult in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, acting like fucking idiots. That is completely on them. They have full autonomy over how they think, what they do, what they decide, and who they enact shit out on. So please keep that bullshit to yourself. All right? We all know, so let's stop pretending like we don't, that even when your kids get to be about 13, 14, you got to fight like a motherfucker with them to get them to listen to what you're telling them to do. So please stop acting like it's specific only to black women, where we got this magical power where we hold our children under complete control like the worst tyrant in the world, and everything we say breathes life into who they become. Get the fuck out of here. Because if that was the case, all these bum-ass black males that don't graduate, don't go to college, don't have jobs, are unemployed, and don't have no fucking emotional intelligence, they would be more than brilliant than the black women's daughters that they have, that have made themselves the number one most educated group of people in this country. And you would say, why is that, Stephanie? Well, because isn't the old adage that black women raise their daughters and love their sons? Well, if they love those motherfuckers so much, wouldn't they love them into being empathetic, decent fucking people if we had such a magical control on them? You motherfucking right. So, black women, I really wish the day would come where it would click in your head that even though you want to be in these ridiculous, unnecessary, hopeless and helpless partnerships, marriages with black males who cannot understand the common, simple fucking concept of the fact that if you are living in an oppressive and suppressive society, racist, white supremacist country, you do everything in your power to progress and upgrade your own community, your own personal lives. Do you know how far we would be as a black people if these stupid black male motherfuckers did not have the mindset of 50-50, oh, poor black woman, you gotta help me. I'm just a small, stupid person that can't find it. I'm like basically being a simpleton in real life. Like, you don't know how to do shit for yourself. You don't know how to fight for your own kind. You don't know how to make equivalent to what everybody else has in this country. You're that fucking undeveloped in the brain. So this is what I'm saying. Like, please stop thinking anything with them is going anywhere, because it's not. They don't have the mindset the way we do. We don't want to be included. We want to have our own. We want to be just as good, if not better, in competition with all the rest. They want to be nestled into somebody else's community, somebody else's wealth, somebody else's situation that is already done. They don't want to do any hard work. So to have somebody like Anton Daniels talking down on black women by way of some white woman explaining why, please don't blame me solely for the fetish of interracial relationships, but also blame him, the black male. How the fuck and what the fuck does that have to do with black women at all? We don't have a nickel in that motherfucking quarter, okay? But I want you black women to understand that this is why you need to completely separate yourself from them, because they have no intention of ever in the fucking world, now, in the future, to the end of fucking eternity, to ever do the right fucking thing by black women and children. So please leave those motherfuckers to their own devices. Stop birthing them into this world. Stop having relationships with them. Stop marrying them. Divorce yourself from them, mind, body, and soul. They are mutants among us that do not deserve us. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Anton Daniels been over there on that page talking shit about black people to the point where YouTube must have told him, if you don't stop, we're going to take your channel away from you, right? Because everybody has been complaining. I've complained. I even wrote to the fucking FCC about this motherfucker and the Attorney General, right? So clearly something had to happen for him to change his content just a little bit, because he always usually has content trying to find black women all over the country doing the worst fucking thing possible, mostly addicted to drugs, having some personal crisis at the moment, and he tries to paint that to be black women as the monolith of this. You see how crazy this one is? They're all exactly like her right there. When in actuality, people are not that fucking stupid. People of this world, unlike black males, work with us, they go to school with us, they live next door to us, they're in the clubs we belong to, they're in the organizations we're part of. They know full fucking well we do not act like those people, all of us, every single one of us, exactly the same way, like we're a replica of each other. That these stupid motherfuckers are out here always trying to make it seem like we are. I just want you black women to get to the point to just completely sever all relations with them motherfuckers. They need to be banished, made to wander till they get their shit together and have to beg to fucking come back, because they're not worth any of our black women's times. They're still taking our women and snuffing them out with black femicide. They're still stealing our little girls. 11-year-old little girl in fucking Atlanta, Georgia, 2 weeks ago. She went to a birthday party with people she knew. And the dude that lived in that house took that little girl, did all types of things to her, and left her body to be found. Stop dealing with these dudes. Stop bringing them around your children and moving them into your homes. Leave them in the gutter where they are. If they don't have their lives already set up, it is not your obligation to do it for them. They're only coming into your life to wreck every fucking thing you have already accomplished. Please understand that. This is why they're on here bashing the way they do and making every fucking excuse in the world that the white man got their foot on their neck so bad, which is why they not graduating from high school, going to college, or understanding that you got to have a motherfucking real education to get into trade school. They just don't open the door and go, come on in here. You got to be able to pass a motherfucking entrance exam. And I know they not passing it. So I don't know what kind of trade schools they're talking about, but I'm quite sure it's not the ones we all know of. They're full of shit. They're fucking cowards. And they are fucking people who never believe in themselves. And all they want is for somebody to see them as the perpetual fucking victim and help them like you're a human crutch to their fucking disability. Fuck them and stop dealing with them. Push them off to the side. Live your life. You don't have that much time. With this administration we got, if y'all not paying attention, Europe is planning to like battle each other, and I'm quite sure we're gonna be involved in that shit. Live your life as healthy and as happy as you can without all the drama of these idiots, because you do not need these people in your life for a motherfucking thing. If you black women go to school, get your education, and you invest in an education that makes you money, you will make money. All that shit they talking about, oh, they go to school for degrees that don't make no money. Only a dumb motherfucker does that. And for the record, most degrees in college will make you money. You have to have connections, and you have to have apprenticeships or internships for a lot of them. But the staples of degrees in law, in medicine, in social sciences, what else? In finances, in fields like that, in agriculture, in STEM, in tech, that shit makes money, and it's never gonna fucking stop. Research, if more black women would get into research, they would be able to open up tons of things in their communities that's not already there now. Clinics and etc. If they go into finances, they can open up banks, grocery stores, anything we need. Stop listening to these dudes. They don't know the first thing about anything, but they want you to fail. They want you to be in the struggle with them, and that is it. Bottom line, they want you to be impoverished in the struggle with them. Peace out.